Monday, lawmakers and business owners are addressing the epidemic of organized retail crime. Organized retail crime involves a group of people conspiring to steal and resell merchandise. Take a look at what leaders had to say.
Here today to talk about a really uncomfortable topic, organized retail crime. I wish we weren't talking about it, but there's a reality across the country and in Minnesota that there's a different type of enterprise out there, a retail theft enterprise that's plaguing our retailers. It's impacting our consumers in the form of high prices. It's touching our workers in terms of safety. It's touching consumers in terms of safety. And we're so pleased to be here with Chair Latz and Chair Stevenson to talk about bills that they have. Chair Stevenson has House File 450. Chair Latz has Senate File 893. And they are bills to define organized retail crime in statute. 34 other states actually define organized retail crime. And quite frankly, the benefit of that is to tell those career criminals that their business is not welcome here.
This is real progress. The problem has gotten worse over the last several years. It's clearly become well organized. Smaller groups, larger groups. The stuff that gets taken gets moved very quickly. The channels are in operation. A lot of it goes out of state. We try to draw the line here between, and we'll find out someday if we were able to do it accurately, but between sort of the one-off situations, the what I would call a more typical theft kind of situation, and the ones where it's organized at some level where people are collaborating, they've got a business really operating to do this, where they've got chains of command, they've got vertical integration, they get their product, they move it through the chain for their product lines, and they get rid of it. They sell it, but not in a legal manner. We're all paying. All consumers are paying for this. Embedded in the price of every product that we buy at a retail store is the cost of the loss to that store that they figure they're going to endure over the course of their operation. Whether it's 2% or 5%, and they've got robust security efforts, but they can't catch everyone. It's just not possible. And so they have to budget for some amount of loss. That goes into the price that we're paying. So this is really a pro-consumer effort as well as an anti-crime effort. And I'm proud to have been a part of fashioning what will end up being a very good law and give our law enforcement some tools to bring down some of these operations, as well as send a very strong message to those who are engaging in it that we're not going to be treating this like the lower level theft crimes that a lot of people are used to. That this is more serious, and we're going to take it that way.
This is an important issue, as Chair Latz said. Retailers have dealt with shoplifting forever, but there is a new thing happening in stores all across Minnesota. Organized retail theft, where we have a much higher degree of sophistication, leading to much more loss for retailers and higher prices for consumers. This bill is an important step forward to differentiate between that low-level shoplifting that we've had around forever and this new phenomena, which is a real pernicious problem for our retailers. When the legislature is not in session, I actually work as a prosecutor, and I've seen this happen and start to gain momentum and evolve over the last few years. I see more and more cases where there's elements of sophistication, where there's examples of people traveling from other states to take advantage of the retail climate that we have here in Minnesota, and then moving on to resell in other places from here. That we really are seeing an enterprise develop around retail theft, and it's happening around the country. It's a very big problem. And Chair Latz talked about how that really does impact consumers in terms of the prices, also the experience. You're seeing more and more retailers put goods behind lock and key in stores. So from a consumer's experience, you're seeing that more and more. And I think that this bill is a good step in the direction of holding accountable people who are making a living off of organized retail crime, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
I just want to mention again, I think it's worth noting, this is really just a great effort to separate petty theft. And that's theft that might be done by a family in desperate times from true criminal activity. So I want to say thank you to Chair Stevenson and Chair Latz for their leadership on this issue. Believe it or not, it takes a lot to get a bill done in this great institution. But it takes a lot of leadership. So I want to thank the fellow organizations that have helped out, the retailers, but especially our legislative champions. So thank you, gentlemen, for that. We appreciate that.
Keep watching CBS News Minnesota for continuing coverage.